Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to improve our math skill. Today is our day number 30. Let's see what do we have for today. Day number 30. Here is the problem. We are told that a third of a liter of apple juice is poured into a 1 liter jar. So you took a third of a liter of apple juice and poured it into a jar whose capacity is 1 liter. We are told then the jar it is then filled up with equal amount of apple banana and cranberry juice. The question simply is, what fraction of final mix is apple juice? I went back and forth about this particular problem, whether or not I should do it and post it, because it's actually not a very difficult problem. It's a very straightforward problem. It's not a hard question. The reason I wanted to do it is because I wanted to show you two different ways of actually doing it. There is a conventional way, of course, the orthodox way, the classical way, the traditional way, the geeky way, the nerdy way, the academic way, the proper way, the mathematical way, and then there is what I would call a quick and dirty way, where you just plug in a number. And which is why I wanted to do that. I want to show you both methods. There's nothing wrong with conventional way if you can handle it, if you can brook it, if you can tolerate it, if you have an aptitude for it, if you have a skill for it, if you're conversant in it. There's nothing wrong with the conventional way. But if you have trouble with the conventional way, then I'll show you how to do this problem with a plugging in method, where you just make up numbers. The word that I just used was broke. For those of you who want to learn this word properly, it's a vocabulary word. Just type in Keshwani Prep vocab day 4 and you will learn this word broke in the context that I used. Okay, let's get going. Enough of the talk. I need the room, so where should we start with? Well, I'm going to read the problem one more time and then I'm going to actually erase it because of the fact that I need the room and I don't want to go too far down. So again, a 1 liter of apple juice is poured into, a third of a liter of apple juice is poured into a jar whose capacity is 1 liter. Then we are told that it is filled up with equal amount of apple, banana and cranberry juice, which is very nice of them. We have A, B and C. Question simply is, what fraction of the final mix is apple juice? Let me show you the conventional method first. Conventional method, the traditional method. The reason it's called conventional method and traditional method is because there is nothing novel about it. There is nothing unique about it. There is nothing creative about it. It's just a very simple, ordinary, banal, mundane method that we use in the ordinary solution. Novel. When did we learn it? Again, if you're interested in learning these words properly, I'll give you where you can find it. Day number 13. The word that I just used was banal. Again, day number 13. What do you know? Oh, probably because they are antonym of each other. Banal means Banal means ordinary, mundane, hackneyed, trite, prosaic, pedestrian, or simple method, which a conventional method that everybody would use. Now all the other words that I just said, if you want to learn all of these words, you're going to find probably all of them on page number 13. You will learn all of these words because they go together, as I just used them as synonyms. That's what it means. Banal means ordinary, mundane, uninteresting, soporific, pedestrian, as I said. Learn all these words on day number 13. So what is the conventional method? Conventional method is very simple, very straightforward. We have 1/3 of apple to start out with, and then we have 1/3 of the remaining 2/3 liter. Because you poured 1/3 in a jar, and then the 2/3 was remaining, and that 2/3 is filled up by equal amount of apple, banana, and cranberry. So we have 1/3 liter of the apple juice to begin with, and then we have 1/3 of the remaining 2/3 liter, which is what this is, 1/3 of the remaining 2/3 liter. How do we write it? What does off mean? It just means times. 1/3 off means times. So this is the total amount we have. 1/3 plus 1/3 of remaining 2/3, which is simply 1/3 plus 2/9. Find the common denominator, a third and a ninth. The common denominator would be 9, and then we'll have 3 plus 2. That's it. The answer is 5/9. 5/9 liter of the final mixture is your apple juice. This was the conventional method. Now let me show you the plugging in method without doing any of this part here. I need the room, so I'm going to erase the problem. What you do in the plugging in method is that you start playing with numbers. That's why the method is called plugging in. You just plug in numbers and see what works. And if it doesn't work, the hell with it, you try a different number. You just play with it, see what happens. So there's a plugging in method. Plugging in is how I would have done it in the exam. And the reason I like to stick with something unconventional is because in a conventional method, if you end up making any of the predictable mistakes, you're pretty much screwed. Because what you need to understand is that there are 5 answer choices in the exam. One of those 5 answer choices, of course, is the right answer. And what you need to understand is, where are the other 4 answer choices coming from? They're not picked at random, they don't fall from the sky. The other 4 answer choices that you see, sitting with the right answer, the other 4 answer choices that you see are the 4 most popular mistakes people would make while doing the problem in a conventional way. And if you happen to end up making one of those four most popular mistakes, you will never know that you got the right answer, because the answer that you got is one of the 5 answer choices. Except you're looking at the 4 most popular wrong answers, if you do it the conventional way. But if you do it the unconventional way, the writer, the exam giver, cannot predict ahead of time what the hell you're up to. They don't know what you're going to do. They don't know what number you're going to plug in. So you beat them at their own game. You don't go the route that they expect you to go. You take a shortcut. Instead of going through the door to get your whatever it is that you want to get in the room, there's something is sitting on the table in the room. Instead of going through the door, front door where they expect you to go to get the treasure, you break the window. That's the unconventional way. So here we go. Here's your apple. Parts of apple juice, and here's the total. And here's the remainder. So, if I have 1 part apple, then the total must be 3, because we are told that in the beginning 1/3 of the liter is apple. So if one part is apple, then total must be 3 parts, because we start out with 1/3 apple. If that's the case, the remainder must be 2. Remainder must be 2, but the problem with 2 is that, I don't know why this thing is sitting from the last problem, it doesn't belong here. So one more time I'm going to explain it. If we start out with 1 part apple, then the other 2 parts is the remainder right here, because the total is 3 parts. The problem is 2 is that 2 cannot be divided nicely into 3 parts. Well, you can do that, but you can end up with 2/3 each. You don't want to deal with the fraction. I hate dealing with the fractions. So let's try something else. Let's pretend that in the beginning you had 2 parts apple juice. If you had 2 parts apple juice, then you must have 4 parts. You must have 4 parts of the other. And therefore, there must have been 6 parts altogether. There must have been 6 parts altogether. So same thing, same problem. 4 cannot be divided nicely into 3 parts. Let's try something else. Let's try 3 and the total parts 9. So you see, if total parts are 9, 3 of them is apple, which means the remaining 6 is the mixture of the other 3. So here it works, you see, the 6 can be divided up into nicely into 3 parts, 2, 2 and 2. Here's your apple, here's your banana, and here's your cranberry. There you go. There you go, we are done. So we had 2 parts of apples to begin with. We had 3 parts of apples to begin with, and then of the remaining 6 parts, we have 2 more. So these 2 parts plus the 3 parts gives me a total of 5 parts out of a 9 parts. Voila, that's your answer. That's it. That's how I would have done it, instead of dealing with all this mumbo jumbo. There's nothing wrong with it, it's not complicated. I don't know why I'm making a fuss about it. But anyway, that was it. I hope you found it helpful. If you wish to get hold of me for personal private tutoring, I tutor over the internet via Skype, and I also do tutoring face-to-face if you happen to be in my area, in Connecticut, New York area. Just go to any of these website addresses that you see there, prepforgre.com, prepforgmat.com, prepforSAT.com, and send me an email as to what you need help in. Or you can simply go to keshwaniprep.com and send me an email from there. Alright? Thank you.